Hello, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Come check us out on your holiday trips if you're passing through. And yeah, let me know what you think. So, this is uh, a soup that I'm working on. I used a guided recipe and then kind of deviated to taste. Everything you do, like a recipe or cook or whatever, uh, except for like some baking, you can sort of go to taste, soups and sauces and things like that. You can sort of go with the balance of what you feel. Uh, this is, and I love this. Uh, the first time I saw something like this, it was called an Italian wedding soup. And it was basically the same recipe, except instead of potato, uh, they used rice, hence the wedding, for the rice. So anyway, but this is, it was probably just a clever name. This was probably the original. I don't know. But anyway, um, it's the kale and potato soup that is very similar to an Olive Garden recipe called the zuppa toscana that you can find online all over the place. But so yeah, start out with red pepper, onion, garlic, uh, and the potatoes and the kale. And instead of a chicken or a sausage, I had a smoked turkey breast. Uh, and so I carved up the smoked turkey breast and I used that, which gives a really, really good flavor. It's going to give that same effect as any kind of sausage would. Um, just enough thickening agent, such as the flour or cornstarch, to give just a little bit of thickness. A little bit of milk or cream. Heavy cream is what they suggest. I used a milk, but either way you could work with it. I used whole milk, uh, and then basically, uh, I think I've already mentioned I added a little bit of basil to mine, uh, and just you know, uh, little extra seasoning, salt, and a lot of black pepper. I've tasted it, and so we get all these wonderful flavors. We get some of the heat and spiciness. It's just under, like it's there, but it's not spicy. It's not hot. It's just there, and then we get the natural smokiness from the meats and sausages. Whatever you use, this, like I said, this was a smoked turkey, um, so we're gonna get that. Um, and I'm so wonderful. Sometimes they'll suggest simmering the kale first with a little bit of bacon bit. I didn't do that step because of the flavor of this particular smoked turkey being so potent that it wasn't necessary. If you were using a sausage or a lesser flavored meat, you would maybe want to take that first step with the bacon bit and stir in some bacon. But it adds, uh, you know, uh, it adds a strength to the meat that is needed to balance the natural flavor of the kale. So now what I'm going to do is put some of this in a bowl, and yeah, I'm definitely going to have some. I've already had the lunch, and I was making this for dinner, but this is so good I want some now. So I'm not going to wait. Here we are, and let's not forget the Parmesan. Mine is not freshly grated today. It is uh, actually it's Parmesan cheese, but a really good one. Uh, and but it's grated. I think my mother in heaven, and of course my father is still with us. They must get just slightly perturbed whenever I am okay to eat food now. Uh, that I would not eat when I was a child, and I because I was stubborn as a child when it came to foods that I wouldn't eat, and onion was one of those. Now I don't mind if there's onion, you know. Mostly what I do with the onion and garlic in a soup like this, I actually leave those bits in the pot to steep with the broth because the longer that it simmers and cooks, the more those flavors marry. But if a piece of onion or something were to get itself into this bowl, I would not, uh, have a conniption, But boy, I sure used to. Boy, I just could not stand the idea of somebody trying to, oh, especially like slip me some food that I wouldn't want to eat, like try to hide a bean in my mashed potato, or you know, uh, you know, feed me, bits of onion when they knew that I would react, but I wouldn't want to eat it. So, I'm but yeah, an onion was one of those things that my taste evolved as I grew older. Um, but you should never try to force somebody to eat food they don't want to eat, or even vegetables like kale. This is not something I would have eaten. I didn't eat salad when I was younger, not until I was in my mid 20s. I had to find the salad that worked for me, if that makes sense. And then from there, I was able to graduate. But the kale here really provides just a nice, slightly bitter that balances out all the creaminess from the potato and all the uh, strong fatty flavors from the meats. So let's go see what this is about. Actually, I've already tasted it, but yeah, I'll fake it for you guys. My. This is very delicious. And so here's the spoon. I'm going to maybe kind of stir in this. Yeah. What's really great about this is it's one of these things where it's really good to have like a nice hearty bit floating around in the bottom of the soup, but it's really the broth is where all the flavor is. And yes, this does everything that you want it to do. Everything. This is wonderful. This, um, if you wanted to, you can make it creamier. Um, I don't know that I would want it to be. I think this is just about perfect. Just about perfect. Now, listen, I put a little vegetable oil in it. I put a little bit of everything in here. So you can see just the occasional broken sauce effect that's going on with this. You want that. You want that. You can make a white sauce with a little cornstarch and milk, and use that basically. One of the five. It's one of the five mother sauces. Some people say there's six in French cooking, um, but it's in this case it's not going to really add too much, because it really is about all these flavors coming together in the broth. Now, when you get a mouthful of kale like this, it's going to be a stronger flavor, so you maybe want to balance it with a bit of the smoked meat, in this case smoked turkey or potato. This is wonderful. This is a really good kale and potato soup. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish my bowl of soup. Bon appetit, love and light. Goodbye.